we require that rest. Our body requires that rest in that sense, right? And we've been performing so hard in life that many of us are feeling exhausted. Many of us are feeling really, really exhausted, and we just basically wearing off the body. Right now, I see the analogy of the of, let's say, the horses. They're typically people ride in the parks, or animals that people ride in tourist attractions like donkeys or elephants in that sense. So poor animals, right? So we inflict this exploitation on animals, where animals are going without rest, without appropriate rest, without freedom in that sense. We inflict this exploitation. I say we because we're all one, right? Even though I understand that some individuals, many individuals don't support animal suffering in that sense, consciously do not support animal suffering. And many of us still do so in unconscious ways of life. And many of us just don't care, right? We're just so busy in our lives that we don't really care what is happening, let's say, with the animal kingdom in that sense. And so as we push and animals to this exploitation, and we limit animals of their freedoms in that sense, and when we start basically looking at the animals as a profit, right? So those horses in the parks, right? Those horse carriages, those donkeys, those elephants, any type of animal that is being, I would say, what's the appropriate word? Subdued? I'm not quite sure. So we're making that animal to perform something basically against their will to earn for us a profit, right? So to earn for us a living by having this kind of mindset that we own this animal, that we own this living being, that basically cannot speak for itself, right? Because they are speaking. Again, the animals are speaking. The animals are screaming. We just cannot hear them, right? Because we're so detached from ourselves and everything around us. We're so detached from the natural world around us that it's just we just can't hear what they're saying, right? And so we are looking at animals as their objects, as they're basically objects of consumerism and production in that sense. So as we push this exploitation, as humanity pushes this exploitation on animals and kind of overworking the animals, when we are neglecting their freedoms, there is a direct correlation, there is a direct link that is happening with us as well. So many of us are kind of those units of production for the system, right? Many of us don't have a life, even though many of us might have a luxury house and a luxury car, and we might live in a prestigious neighborhood in that sense. But if we're looking at the core of the life, many of us are being basically enslaved by that system, basically working. Many of us, like doctors, attorneys, right? Like really like white collar professions in that sense, working crazy hours, 50 hours, 60 hours, 70 hours per week, right? So when we are neglecting our lives, neglecting our, I would say, loved ones, we're neglecting ourselves in this condition. So we're basically just like we are exploiting and causing this exploitation